Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. Today we're going to be installing this rear camera on our trailer over here and make it invisible. Let's go. Okay, let's have a look at the parts. This is a genuine GM part, 85004154. This kit will give you tire pressure sensors. I'm actually going to save these for our boat, and I'm not going to use them on the trailer for today's video. It comes with a number of cable ties. You'll see what those will get used for as part of the installation. It comes obviously with the camera and a whole bunch of cable. I'll show you how long it is in a moment. And it comes with all these adhesive wire management clips to use with these cables to tie everything down. We'll get to that. It also comes with these bolts. These bolts are so you can mount the camera permanently to the back of your trailer. I am just going to use the provided adhesive. I'm confident that this is going to be the better way to go because I want it to be temporary. It's not going to stay with this trailer forever. We're considering selling it in the near future and maybe upgrading. However, if this isn't strong enough for adhesive, then I have some other stuff that may even be better, and we'll go that route. Also gives you a nice big book here with all the documentation. I've highlighted the important parts that I'll share in the video. I don't want to bore you with all the minutia. There's a couple of ways you can hook up this camera. We're going to do it the way that allows you to see through the trailer so it looks invisible and not just see out back of the trailer where the camera is mounted. We want to have that impression of being able to see through it. I think that's the coolest feature, and that's what we're going to look at today. Okay, we're at the back of the trailer. Let's see how long this thing actually is. Now keep in mind for mounting it, they recommend coming in from the top or the side. We're actually going to not follow the rules. We're going to come up from the bottom. They say not to wire it from the bottom and have this go down under your trailer because some people might not do it very well or secure and it could get damaged or snag on something. So I get why they'd warn people not to do it that way, but I don't want a big cable on the side or on my roof hanging down. So I am going to do it underneath, but let's see how long this is. So before I show you exactly where I'm going to put the camera, a couple things I want to talk about that are in the manual. So if you want to have the transparent trailer feature, which is that invisible trailer we were talking about, and the rear trailer guidance feature, then you have to mount the camera in a very specific spot, which is what we're going to do. Also, they talk a lot about kind of the methodology of where you're going to put the camera. If we're going to use the transparent trailer and the parking guidance, I believe it was called, the rear trailer guidance, then we have to do a calibration with the trailer app in the AT4 or in the Escalade, whatever you're attaching it to that would be compatible with this exact camera. You have to do a calibration. If you're just going to use the camera to see behind you, then there's no calibration needed. So let me show you exactly where I'm going to place my camera and why it's important and the little bit of wiggle room that you have. Now I don't have the option of connecting my truck and trailer to do this setup, so I have to do it in my driveway with them detached. I can't really block the street or anyone's driveway to do this and have it on level ground. So what we need to do is measure where our camera is on the tow vehicle, so 54 inches. Keep in mind when this has some weight on it, the back end is going to come down probably about 2 inches if memory serves with my vehicle. Plus I have airbags if I need to bring it up any higher. So we'll say 54 inches will drop to 52 inches. Now, on the back of the trailer, your camera needs to be 100 millimeters higher than whatever this is. So 100 millimeters is about 3 inches and 15/16, so almost 4 inches. So 52 becomes closer to 56, or 55 and 15/16. So let's go to the back of the trailer. So I've already measured center across the trailer, which is where these red dots are. And then if I come up to here, I'm about 56.5. Remember, we were at 52. We added almost 4 inches, so 53, 54, 55, 56. So I've actually got to come down right there where my thumb is. So I'm going to put a mark there, and then that's where the middle of my camera has to be. Now, according to the instructions, you have 200 millimeters from wherever the center is. Once we make the adjustment for the height of the camera based on the tow vehicle, you have 200 millimeters to the left, above, below, or to the right as a buffer. That's quite a bit of space. That's 100 millimeters each way, or almost 4 inches each way. So I think that just being in this vicinity, as long as we're pretty much centered, we should be good and the calibration should go okay. We'll find that out tomorrow when I actually hook up and tow this thing away. But for this part of the video, the first half anyway, we're just going to get the camera attached with the adhesive. We're going to run the conduit under the trailer against what the instructions say, but that's the way I'm going to do it. And then we'll plug it all in later. Now, because my camera has to face downwards like this, it's already set up for vertical mounting. So that means nice and flat to the wall like that. So it's already ready to go out of the box. If we were doing horizontal mounting, then you have to move the camera to the specific point for horizontal mounting. But you may have a trailer that has a slanted back. Any which way, you have to account for the lens movement. What I need to do though, even though the camera is going to be mounted like this, I want the conduit to go straight down. So I'm just going to back out the screws and fish the conduit down through the bottom here so it's not going up. All right, it is the next day. I got all of the wiring done. Let me just give you a brief overview of that. So if we come to the back of the trailer, everything is nice and secured. I made sure that was level and straight. Secured right to the back part of the frame. And then it goes underneath and attaches to the gas lines. I'll show you some footage of that. But it goes all the way along this side of the trailer to the gas line, which is very secure, so there's no low spots or drooping. And then it comes around here and follows the gas line up to about this point, and then it switches over to follow the 7-pin harness, which is going to plug into the truck. So they're both here. I've left all of my cable ties unclipped because if I have to make any adjustments, I want to be able to get at them pretty quickly, and then I can just replace them if I have to make those adjustments. So after I did all the wiring, I thought I better consult the instructions just one more time, do a quick read through and see what's there, and then also consult the owner's manual for the tow vehicle, which is my GMC Sierra AT4. So going through the instructions, everything was there that I found that I needed to know that I've shared with you pretty much to this point. But I wanted to have a little more insight into using the trailer app in the AT4. So that brings me to this page of my owner's manual here. And I knew this already, that we would have to go and measure the trailer length, trailer width, trailer height, the hitch point length, the trailer tongue length, the vehicle hitch height, and the vehicle hitch length. So I did all of that, but there's one criteria that I failed, that this doesn't outline at all. So you need to consult your owner's manual, but according to the owner's manual, the maximum length for your trailer to have the transparent trailer feature, the maximum length is 381.8 inches. That's a measurement from the center of the front coupler to the furthest rear point of the trailer. So in this case, the bumper. I am above that by 25.2 inches, we'll say about 2 feet. So my trailer's too long, and it says in the 1, 2, 3 notes below all those measurements, the guidances that it gives you, that if the trailer dimensions are out of range, this feature will not be available. Ensure your rear trailer camera is connected, and then follow the instructions for the calibration. So we're about to connect and start doing the calibrating. The only thing is, I don't know yet when I go to input the numbers if it will accept the true length of my trailer. I might have to lie and put the max length that it allows for a trailer for this functionality. So this might be all for nothing, but it might work. and it might work okay, or our guidances and the view of the trailer transparency might be off because our measurements are off by a couple feet. So I guess we'll see, a bit of a test, but I think it's very important that you know this information before you make a decision to use this accessory with your trailer. So let's go. All right, we're ready to wire up. The vehicle is supposed to be off when you do this. So here we have the interior camera option and we have the exterior camera option at the back of the trailer. So we're going to connect this plug to there, take off the protective cap. First, I'll just put this one in. And then we'll do this one. No, there is a little notch here at the top and there's a notch at the top there. So this was the right way. It's just funny, with a little force it pulls out. Maybe that's a safety feature, who knows. But I don't think it's gonna come off on its own. Oh, there we go, now it's got some bite. You just gotta push really hard. Okay, so now it's connected. We're gonna turn on the truck and see what prompts come up, and then we're gonna input all of our data from all the measurements that we've taken. The one measurement I have to take still is on the flat road. Now that we're underweight, I need to measure how high the coupler is from the ground now that we're connected. So we're gonna preview the rear trailer. Interior is not connected, which that's an option maybe we'll do down the road. Transparent trailer, we still need to enter the dimensions for that to possibly function. But here's our preview. Nice high resolution, I like that. Our rear tire mount for the spare, if that was connected with the tire, it would probably block this portion here. Maybe later on after we drop off the trailer, we will see what that looks like. But for hauling it the distance that I'm going, I'm gonna leave it off and just in the bed of the truck. So let's pull this out to the street, get level, take that last measurement, and then enter our trailer dimensions. Okay, so we got our last measurement, 23 3/4. Check out this. So there's my rear view off the camper, really cool. Push it again, you get both mirror views and you get this view here. So even if I don't get the transparent camera working, I do get this option in addition to the side mirrors, which was already an option when you're trailering. But I think it looks good. So I gotta back up just closer to our house because I'm in the middle of the street right now. And then we're gonna put in all of that trailer information now that we have all the measurements. Back in. Okay, let's get everything configured here. Holiday trailer, that's fine. Not sure where to go. I guess towing assistant setup. Transparent trailer. Yes, let's get started. How many axles do we have? 2. Enter the trailer dimensions in centimeters. Okay, I gotta do some quick converting. All right, let's go to the next step. These are all my measurements. This is the actual length of my trailer. The maximum is supposed to be 970. So we're gonna go with this, see if it works. Unavailable. The trailer dimensions outside the range. So let's go back and let's adjust this to the maximum allowance, which is 970. Still saying that it's not gonna work. Okay, actually 970 is in the manual. I had to change this to 969 and now it looks like we are good. It passes, so now we can go here. And now it says camera connected, drive forward to calibrate view. So let's start the truck. Drive forward to calibrate our view. Just adjusting my air ride to 15 pounds. If you hear my compressor kick in. We'll go around the block here and see what happens. Not sure how long this is supposed to take. Okay, so we drove around the block. It didn't calibrate, so we're gonna have to take it on a little longer of a run, but we're gonna start heading out to the lake to drop off our trailer. Hopefully we can get it calibrated before we get there and we get to try this transparent trailer. So trial and error, but we'll give it a shot. All right, I got some of the family in the truck with me. I got the dog there panting. I figured it out. For the calibration to succeed, you need to go in a straight path for several minutes, potentially. I had to download a guide specifically for the transparent trailer setup, which is available from GM. It's not something that's in the owner's manual, and it's not something with the installation kit. It's a separate PDF or booklet on its own. So I looked at that, and we just need to drive straight or longer. If we turn, it'll pause the calibration till we drive straight long enough, and then it should calibrate. Then we'll see if the image is off due to my trailer being 25 inches longer than it's supposed to be for this to work properly. All right, we're successful. The trick was driving under 50 kilometers an hour. We're doing 44, so less than 30 miles per hour. And we'll click done. And let's go to transparent trailer. Go to our camera here. And transparent trailer is working. Look at that. So you can see the bottom half of the trailer, and you can see the top. Just pull it out here. Make sure I don't cut anybody off. So we got a couple of views here. We got the rear view. We got kind of the hybrid, which gives us the rear view plus the left and the right. And then we have the more augmented transparent view. Now, if you look, the lines of the road appear to be calibrated pretty well. So I would say that overall, the transparent trailer works even when your trailer is 2 feet too long. All right, we just stopped for a bathroom break for the girls. Their bladders just don't work as well as mine, I guess. A couple things I want to talk about before they come back. So with this view here, I noticed a couple things. Now we have this trailer assistance available when it comes to our parking lines. So as I turn the wheel, it's going to show where the trailer is going to go. Also shows the angle of the trailer there. This was only since I parked. These lines only showed up when I put it in park. And if I put it in reverse, we can see them there still. So that's what that's going to be used for. One thing I wanted to show you here, oops, my GPS is on. You have this augmented view still here where you have the left and the right based off of the mirror cameras. And then you have the overall camera on the back. So we can toggle between those. But with the transparent camera, you will notice a lot of distortion as you get closer to the edges. You can see the trees leaning, the building's angled there. So what happens is as the vehicles come towards you, and I'll show you some footage in a second, they look okay until they get closer to the outside, then they become distorted. And then there's a gap before you see the vehicle pass the tailgate camera down here. So you'll see the vehicle cross like this, disappear, and then show up here. So in some cases, you may want to use this view, which will give you the best visibility, or use this one here, which I think works really well, except you can see vehicles in your mirror before you can see them in the camera, just based on how the mirrors work and let you see the vehicles behind you. So you can see in the distance there where that vehicle is, but you look in here and he's much smaller. So sometimes your mirrors still work better for certain things. So another new feature now that we have the trailer all calibrated, when you signal, it'll show you a red zone where you want to make sure that you are not putting the trailer when you make the turns. I'm just stopped at a light right now, so I can't follow it through. All right, now we're going again. We'll just make this turn. Watch the wheels of the trailer. I cut it really close on purpose, and it captured it there for a second, so we're good. Okay, so we are going to park into this spot here. So hopefully these guidelines help, and we'll give it a shot. showing me risk of jackknifing, but I know I'm far from that right now. I want to be beside this sewer tank there. So the goal is to get the trailer parallel to the sewer here, because this is going to connect to there semi-permanently, and we want the trailer to come all the way back here, somewhere in this area. So far so good. All right, we're back at the Don's Life garage. Clearly the truck needs to be washed. Seems like a daily occurrence around here. I'll get to it soon, trust me. But what did this experience teach us? Well, I got a list of a few things here. First off, this installation guide doesn't tell you everything you need to know. You're going to have to look at your owner's manual, and I strongly advise consulting the PDF document that's online for the transparent trailer and rear trailer guidance features, which is number one on my list. So I feel that it's important to note your trailer shouldn't exceed about 31 feet. Mine's 2 feet too long, so I had to cheat and bring down the measurements so it would be able to pass the calibration, but that means that it's going to be a little bit inaccurate with some of those features. Number two, the rear camera view I think is spectacular. It's high resolution. I think there's a lot of merit just based on that. The cable, I know they say to run it over the top or around the side. I just think it looked terrible, at least on my trailer design. I ran it underneath. I think it's fine as long as you're planning out how your slides come out, what you're attaching it to. Like if you give a lot of proper thought, personally, I think it's fine to run it underneath, but I'm not GM and I didn't make it and give the advice to just do it around the side or the top, but I'm going to keep mine underneath. Lastly, the calibration process. My mistake was I didn't know about that document I had to download or look at online when it comes to the transparent trailer and rear guidance features. I learned that in those notes that aren't in this installation manual and they're not in the owner's manual, but in that PDF it says low speed only to calibrate, so 30 miles per hour or about 49 kilometers or less. After that it worked beautifully when I drove in a straight line for maybe a minute. So my verdict is, for the transparent trailer and rear trailer guidance, I think the rear trailer guidance and the rear view camera on its own are great, but I wouldn't buy it for the transparent view. Seeing through the trailer is okay, at least with my style of trailer, because it is, you know, a little wider than some. I noticed the edges go right to the edge of the screen. If you look at some of the demo material that GM provides when they're, you know, showcasing or marketing this device, they have a narrower trailer, so you kind of see a little more of the sides of the road. Mine gets kind of cut off because the trailer is also close to the back of the truck, to its camera in the tailgate. So I think depending on the tow vehicle, depending on your hitch length and where your trailer wall starts, is going to either, you know, look something like mine, maybe worse, maybe even better. So anyway, that's just my take on it with my trailer, and I wanted to share that with you today. So would I buy one? Probably, but not for the transparent feature. I would buy it for the other things. Anyway, it came with the Escalade, so we're going to keep using it with that trailer for now. So if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.